Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you my recap of going to CES 2018. At the beginning of the year started off with a big bang, and of course CES does not disappoint. A lot of cool things were shown there. Of course a couple of surprises with the fact that it was raining as well as the blackout that happened. But the other thing is overall this year I wasn't just focusing on some mobile hardware as far as your phones and so on. I was also looking at PC hardware as far as GPUs, CPUs, as well as builds and motherboard manufacturers. I visited Gigabyte. And as well as also accessories. I visited GAMDIAS, the guys that make this chair that's behind me. So let's go ahead and talk about the things that I like and the things that I did not like about CES 2018. I got there on Sunday the 7th of January, a couple of days before the show starts on the 9th. And the reason behind that, the media usually has a few events going on with previews and announcement before the actual show floor opens up. And actually, I was working with XD at that point covering the Honor event, and Honor did actually announce the Honor 7X and the Honor View 10 for the US market. And they also announced the Honor 7X Red Edition available for Valentine's and limited edition, as well as their partnership with Monster for that event. That was great. I got a chance to meet up with a lot of my old friends and talk to some new ones. Of course, I met the people over at Pocket Now, Juan Carlos, of course. I also met Eban from Board at Work, which is a really cool thing because I'm a big fan of his and I've been on his show before. If you haven't checked out his weekly show, it's definitely very nice. But overall, it was a really nice kickoff. Started off on Sunday night. This was, again, a couple of days before the show started. A lot of things also went on with the fact that we had a couple of, a lot of main shows. There's some things called Showstoppers and PepCom that you get to go to. And those things are also kind of like a mini convention that are held outside of the main CES floor. And you get to see a lot of new companies, upcoming companies that want to basically make it into this industry as far as making it and meeting with vendors and doing those relations. But that wasn't the main reason I was there. I wanted to be there because I wanted to make sure to see what's new, what's coming up down in 2018. But I also had a traditional opportunity to be able to go and check out motherboard manufacturers. So I went into Gigabyte's booth and we got a chance to check out their new motherboards, their existing lineup, their Aorus lineup that's coming out this year, and of course expanding. I'm not going to say coming out because it's expanding. It's been around for some time, but now Aorus is everything. So Aorus is going to be the high-end version of what Gigabyte will offer. We also got a chance to see the new Ryzen Plus chipset motherboards that are going to be supported. This is basically, again, the high-end version of the Aorus board. Very excited. I also got a chance to sit down with AMD as well as Nvidia to talk about what's coming up. AMD gave us a rundown as far as their roadmap for their GPUs, for their CPUs, and their desktop and mobile devices. Nvidia showed us the massive BFG D. And I always want to remember there's a D at the end because BFG is big friendly giant. But it's really just the best way to describe it is it's a monitor. It's a computer monitor blown up to proportions. And what I say that is when you're playing games with this, you have to sit 4 feet away. And I had an opportunity to play about 5 minutes or so of Destiny 2 on this 4K HDR massive monitor by Nvidia. And they had 3 different monitors from those 3 different setups by different manufacturers. Unfortunately, no announcement of exact pricing, but we know it's coming somewhere in the middle of the summer for enthusiasts. So think about it in that sense. And of course, there was also the GeForce Now gaming system that Nvidia was talking about, the ability to play top-line main games on budget hardware because they're going to be offloading all the support and all the processing power on their servers. So you can use like a $200 laptop the way they were showing it to us, like a really, really inexpensive Windows laptop, and they were playing full-blown video game. And it's basically using the power of the cloud, the Nvidia cloud, to give you a performance of a 1080 CPU. Now, it wouldn't be CES if there wasn't a few things that were very, very unique. The first thing I'm going to say is Google Now or Google Home was around the entire place. You saw it on the monorail. They had a big booth. They had the games at the Sands convention. They even had a placement on the other side. So if you went to the main convention center, you saw a big presence there. And if you went to the Sands Convention Center, which is the other main area that has a lot of exhibitors, they also had a main booth there. And I think that was the main push here. It's just showing the integration of the assistant into many things on the show floor. And you also saw a lot more integrated with Google, works with Google Home functionality shown on the show floor as opposed to other years. Of course, we can't go without saying the fact that it rained the first 2 days. So Monday, Tuesday was raining pretty bad. Of course, walking around in the rain wasn't fun. But of course, we can't again forget the fact that on Wednesday, we had that massive blackout that hit the main convention center floor. Again, nothing really stopped the show. This is a massive show. It's not going to get stopped. So, but it's, again, things that you have to kind of cover because it normally doesn't rain, and massive power outage like this can disturb so many people's schedule, especially the people that generally attend the show only a few days. So this was the second day of the event, but again, people kind of went through it and it made kind of a little bit of a bang. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I didn't do this trip in the normal way. I did a video for XDA that covered basically introduction, talking to Gigabyte about their hardware, and hopefully you guys get a chance to check that out. I'll give you guys a link in the description below when that becomes available. Of course, I did a main thing also that I wanted to show on the show floor there is some of the little things that I found that, you know, are unique in the sense of what they can offer. I found one of the world's smallest foldable scooter that kind of folds almost to this level, and it's hard to kind of put it in frame, but as I'm showing you guys with those pictures, it's extremely small and it expands and it holds up to 220 pounds as far as weight. It's not super fast, but it's extremely mobile and you can pack it and put it in your backpack. That's how small it was. I found a lot more drones specifically going into the water, so that's the new era that we're going into. I also saw some technology that talked about instant translation. Some of the things that we saw with Google earlier this year with the pods is that they were trying to boost the Google Translator to be used through the pods and be able to use it. This company that I saw integrated both of those functionalities in a different way. They're using a translator that it comes with those that little headset that comes with it. And the way it works is that you take one of these earpieces to you, the other one goes to the other person. So you're already set. You don't have to have two pairs of pods to be able to use it. And once you have them connected, it'll do a translation, live translation between the two people. The only limitation, of course, that we saw there is there was a lot of noise. They couldn't demo it right, but it's still very, very exciting. One of the very unique things that I did see is not only the fact that we saw Google Home in many things, but we saw the new form factor of the Google Assistant present, and that's with a display. Lenovo showed us two different formats, and those two are essentially, for the lack of the description, it's basically the Echo Show on steroids. It's much bigger, better form factor. We had a 16:9 aspect ratio for the display on both sizes, and not only that, they work in vertical or horizontal orientation. It has a built-in camera. You can do video chat. You can also do questions and assistant functionality that works a little bit better and orients itself to your existing routine. So very nice, very excited to see that. Unfortunately, not going to be available till the middle of the summer, and I'm thinking it's probably time to be around Google I/O, but that's just me. So the show floor had a lot of things going on for it. I think, of course, if anything, Project Linda from Razer was by far the main thing that kind of stood out to me, as I love the Razer phone and I've done a lot of coverage for you guys here on this channel, and I would love to be able to see that actual concept come to life. The hardware there is extremely nice. I think it's very functional, and turning the actual mobile phone as a touchpad on the bottom right below the keyboard on that little laptop is amazing. I think overall, it's a great show. It's an amazing thing to be able to do. If you haven't done an event before, be there, wear comfortable shoes, and make sure you bring your rain cover for your backpack. I was so happy that I had mine with me as I was traveling between convention and different hotels, and it was raining the first couple of days. It would have been really bad if I had any of my gear get wet. But other than that, it was a lot of fun. Again, I'm going to be putting out a video for the Gigabyte thing, as well as trying to put it together, some little tidbits of things that I can share with you guys on the community tab. So as I'm posting things on the community tab, please check that. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, thank you very much for the support. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friend. This is actually by far the first time I've ever asked anybody to thumb it up. But if you do, it really would show the support to the channel. And again, thank you very much.